We've been living in this 4x4 wooden box for far too long. Today, that changes. We're going to be building a base, a much better base than this one, hopefully, from the ground up. I'm not good at building. I've never really built much beyond this and this little staircase we built together. I can't promise it's going to be good, but I can promise it's going to be mine. We're going to jump into that building and planning right here in a second, but first, I got to catch you up on the amazing bounty that we came across in last episode. Episode 4, we went on a 45-minute mining session way over yonder in the mountains, and I have this chest full of amazing goodies. Starting off with this iron pickaxe. But check this out. We got 10 diamonds, a stack and a little more on iron, a full set of iron armor, and an iron sword with some gold, redstone, some other blocks I've never used before. But yeah, I mean, check this out. We are kitted out. Look at me now. There is very little chance we're dying while we're building this house now. Wow. That was a super successful episode, last episode. Check it out if you haven't. I'm trying to debate on what I want to do with my limited diamond resources. We have 10 diamonds. I think I might just, I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it hanging for now. And we'll find out what I'm going to do with those in a little while. But first, what I want to do is jump into figuring out where I want this next phase of our base to be. You know, obviously option 1 is to just replace this. And I like this area. You know, this is beautiful, honestly, surrounded by these mountains. And we have this beginnings of a huge farm, honestly, down here and our wheat field and everything. But I haven't been around much, and I'm curious if just beyond the horizon here, we might have something even better. I've noticed for several episodes this little pink tree over here, which is very intriguing, but I don't even know if we're going to go that far. But let's climb up, get a little bit more of a vantage point somewhere, and see what we can see. Because there might be... I want to stay nearby no matter what we do, no matter where we build. But like, man, oh, wow. I mean, look at this river valley just over here. Wow. We could build, is this elevated right here? This would be an immaculate spot. Let me put down, I do have torches on me. Let me put down a torch here, a couple torches to signify this might be it. I mean, wheat fields down here. It does wrap around over to our older base location, our current base location, I should say as well. So it's not far. We have access to some mines, potentially, or just caves. That beauty over there. You know, I think this is better. But let's not jump the gun too early here. Let's take a few more looks around and, you know, see what we can see. I'm trying, you know, I have a lot of plans. Well, I have no plans. But I have a lot of aspirations, I guess we can say, for what this build is going to be. I'm going to keep it small at first. I want it to be concise. It's my first one ever, besides the one that we've made in the last episode or two. But yeah, I still want to make it look nice, and I'm prepared to put in quite a lot of time. Oh, bunnies. I didn't know there were bunnies in this game. This is a pretty nice plateau up here, too, but I don't think I want to be up this high. Just because it'll take so much time getting down and up from when we want to go out to the rest of the world. I mean, this just looks incredible over here, too. But jungle, I don't know how I feel about the jungle atmosphere, jungle biome. I gotta stop saying atmosphere. This is birch. I'm curious what colors of wood I should build with as well. I don't want to build with just oak, but first things first, let's decide on a location. I love the top of this mountain. I feel like we could do something cool with it, but it's not the place for the base. I do love that right there for the base. I feel like it's probably slightly better than the location that we're at right now, and we could, oh my gosh, this is insane terrain. We could leave the location that we're at right now for somewhat of like a barn setup and leave the animals over there, but, you know, readjust them. Bring the wheat fields over here, I think. House up here. It's not going to be big, as you can tell, and it connects pretty well. I like this. I like this. This is where we're going to put the house. I've decided. Quick decision. It is what it is. I love it up here. I love it better than where we are. So, what we're going to do next is gather a bunch of wood. One thing I did not get on the mining mission that was definitely on the list was cobblestone. I don't have a lot of cobblestone still. Let's go check out how much cobblestone I have while I'm talking about it. But I feel like this build, I'm going to need cobblestone and I'm going to need 2 different colors of wood. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want the whole build to be made out of one wood. I do know that I can do, you know, kind of the wood block like this. I can do the plank and I can do the sheared wood. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about. So with that and with a second wood option with all of those 3, I have 6 different wood blocks to use, plus cobblestone, smooth stone, and I'm sure there's some other variations with smooth stone I can do, like stone bricks I know are a thing. I want to make this look good. I'm telling you, I want to make this look good. So we're over here to check for stone. I have a few, what do you call these, stacks? Good Lord. So what's on the docket then is to go on a big tree felling mission. I'm going to get oak and I'm going to get one other kind. I might go and see what I can find for tree colors and check them out and see what they look like. But I think I'm going to look for a lighter color to go with my oak. So, big tree felling mission. Here we go. So to start it out, we're going to get just maybe 1 tree of each type and we're going to put them all out. That's my plan. We're going to check out what we want because I don't know, you know, the colors and how they mix together and which ones look good together. We're going to figure that out today. I don't have a lot of design kind of experience. I don't, you know, I'm not a designer. Not a lot of people who play Minecraft, I guess, are designers by trade, but I don't have a lot of that in my blood. So we're gonna do a lot of, you know, it's like when you go to Ace Hardware or wherever you get your paint and you get a whole bunch of those little swatches and you hang them on the wall and you think about them for a while before you paint. That's basically what I'm gonna do here with trees. So we've secured oak, we've secured birch. I know there's more trees. In fact, there's jungle wood. I'm very aware of that. We had it right away in episode 1. It looks like jungle wood over here. We can get jungle wood, and then I know there's a darker oak, like it might even be called dark oak. So maybe we can find that. And wow, this is very deep. Ooh, a cave too. Man, it would be cool to build underwater. I think that... Is this melons? Oh my god, melons. Incredible. Well, new crop unlocked. Alright. Let me get up here and get a little bit of this wood. Then we can keep the search going for... Can you climb these? You can indeed. Well, that makes, you know, getting the... I was about to say... Oh, you can stand with shift. Incredible. We're figuring it all out. This is going to be easy to get this whole tree without having to build up, knock it down, blah, blah, blah. Amazing. So we got jungle. Jungle, I think, has a bit more of an orangey reddish tint when it's in plank form. I could also be thinking of acacia. I know there's acacia wood. I remember acacia wood. I think from some videos I've seen. I always thought that was a very good looking wood. I think that's the one that I think is good looking, but I'm not certain. That looks like I think it's also oak. I can't get too far from... How do you run underwater? Okay, swim fast. This is a beautiful underwater area. Wow. Remind me, if we ever do an underwater build, I would love to put it over here. This is just incredible. All right. I'm going to go on the long search, try to find dark oak, maybe something lighter. I don't know if there's anything that's going to be lighter than birch. Oak, I was thinking, oak is pretty light. So I said originally I want to do oak with something lighter, but I might actually want to do oak as the light wood with something darker. But time will tell. I'm going to go find some dark oak, hopefully. And, you know, yeah, we'll see how they all look together. Look what I found. Some other kind of wood. What do we got here? This is dark oak. That's what I was looking for. All right, so we got oak, we got jungle, we got birch, and we got dark oak. That is an awesome little haul. You know, I should have been getting saplings from each one of these trees so that I could grow them at home, but, you know, you live, you learn. But first up is just to collect some, and then figure out what woods we want to use, and then we can truly, you know, go and collect what we need. But, yeah, oak logs, dark oak logs achieved. We got jungle, we got it all. We got it all. So we're just going to collect the rest of this dark oak. We're going to head back home, assuming we can find it by nighttime, hope to goodness. And we're going to figure out what the heck woods we're building with. Oh lord, it's nighttime. We've seen the house though, we're on the way. I haven't even seen any mobs yet, but oh boy, we're barely going to make it back in time. Oh, there's a zombie over there. Woo-wee. It's getting stressful out at night. It is, although I'm covered in iron. I should keep that in mind. I have a lot more kind of durability. I have a lot more health. I have a lot more protection than I had prior. So, look at this. No problem at all. No problem. There's a skeleton over there. Nobody knows I'm even here. Oh, let me in. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so here's the lookbook. I've put down, so we have dark oak, we have jungle, we have oak, and we have birch. So I'll tell you straight off the bat, I don't like that block. However, I do like the rest of oak and these two from birch together a lot. And I also like dark oak a lot. I don't really like jungle, so let me get jungle out of there. And I think we're left with... Let me take down my little scaffolding here. I know, I need a shovel. So this is what we're looking at now. We have these kind of as the core. I'm thinking maybe this for a roof. A nice, really dark roof. Although, this is a really nice kind of log cabin style look. Yeah, to hold up the roof maybe. But, I don't know. It's kind of a lighter atmosphere out here. I feel like maybe the lighter woods would look nicer out here in this exact environment. That horse just freaked me out, actually. Like, seriously. And then this one might look better in kind of a deeper, darker, kind of mountainous, I don't know, forest type of style. As for the stone, I like all of these, to be honest. Maybe this for kind of a foundation, I'm thinking. And I like the idea of lining the roof with stone brick. And smooth stone is kind of like, I don't know, it seems like a flooring material maybe. It's very basic, but it's very clean. Like, I like it a lot. I'm just not sure how to incorporate this. But for now, you know, to be honest, we can really probably get rid of... Well, no, let me put the stripped one. That's the word, stripped. I think this is kind of what we're looking at. This is what I'm feeling comfortable with building. Yeah. I like all of these a lot. And I like them all for different reasons. But I think our core is kind of birch and oak. With a little bit of dark oak mixed in. Potentially, maybe the roof. Maybe the roof. And I like all of these stone. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's go and collect a bunch of oak and a bunch of birch. Let's do it. I don't know how many I'm looking to get of each type of tree. But we're probably looking for like a good bit, you know, whatever that ends up meaning. But I don't want to run out while we're building the house. So I'm thinking at least a few stacks of the actual wood, the wood blocks that I'm getting while cutting down the tree of each type. And it would be great if I could go home with a few saplings of each type as well. I know there's no birch over in my little valley. Oak is just, it seems like it's kind of everywhere, but, you know. Birch, a little bit more rare, at least in this area, so. But I'm going to try not to clear cut everything. I'm going to try to replant things the best as I can. I don't want to have like a bald spot where I just come and I take and take and take and I don't put anything back. I should have brought a hoe, because I believe I found out that those are the quickest to take down the leaves, and if I don't know if I think if I kind of get the leaves to, you know, if I beat the leaves to death, for lack of a better term, I think they still give me, you know, saplings and everything like that, so it's just quicker, it's just better, but I did not bring one this time, so I guess I'm going to let them despawn naturally and pick them up as I get them, so let's do solid little tree felling session. Alright, well, we found a good stopping point. My axe broke, which is alright, because we have, well, let's see, we got about a stack and a half, and, oh wow, look at that. It matched up exactly. A stack and a half of both. We have one birch sapling, and we have some oak sapling, so great place to stop. I think, hopefully, I don't know, it's hard for me to know how much we should expect to need for this build. You know, I have such little experience building anything, but it seems like that's a pretty good amount to start with, at least. I think that should be enough. I don't know. We'll kind of see. We'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do here is grab a chest and take the building supplies that we're going to want to use over to the build site. Ooh, and a site. That's an interesting one to incorporate as well into the build. But all right, let's stay focused. There's a little bit more oak, a little bit more blah, blah, blah. Planks. We'll take the stone bricks, cobble, oak planks, and birch planks. And then we have a chest in here. I think I'll just go ahead and make another little chest. Can you combine... Well, it doesn't matter because I don't have enough anyway. If I use one of these... Can I combine wood types? I can. Wow. Fantastic. I was not expecting that. Okay, let's go. Just enough time to take these things over to the build site, set up our build chest, and get settled in, ready to build. And the building is going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to be a smooth process. I think it's going to be quite a lot of back and forth. I think I'm going to go for a pretty basic design. It might be mostly a square. It might be something like an L. I like the idea of having kind of a farmhouse style, kind of L-looking building, if you can imagine that. If not, don't worry, we'll see it up soon, hopefully, as long as I can, you know, get my thoughts out. Put it on paper, as some may say, even though there's no paper. All right, let's replant these. I think all of our building materials are over there. We might need more of everything. Not exactly sure. And, okay. I'm going to get a little distracted here. I need to know what this is, or at least I need to check it out. I've been looking at this thing and that tree for quite a while now. I think I have just enough time to go check it out before night falls. We're going to figure out what this is. It looks like an... Ow! It looks like a nether portal. What is that block, I wonder? Oh, Lord, there's some lava. Iron nuggets. Yeah, I think this is like the one we found... in episode 1, I think we found one in episode 1. I think it's a nether portal, an unfinished nether portal. So we could activate that. In fact, if that is a nether portal, which I'm certain it is, I kind of like the idea of preserving kind of this area. And it seems like it spawned, obviously it spawned in like this. So preserve the area, make our nether portal once we, you know, eventually do, make it here. And kind of incorporate that with a bridge. Like I was saying, I wanted a bridge over there, but I'm glad I didn't build one because we moved over here now. Make a little bridge over to the nether portal area. Have it, you know, kind of have the nether vibe drip through the portal and come out onto the overworld here. And I think that could be a lot of fun. Well, yeah, we're looking at a pretty long build process here. So let's get everything we need in order. I think everything I need is in that chest. I'm going to get another... axe set up. Oh, by the way, the reason I gained a couple levels and had an iron axe is after the last, you know, after looking at the lookbook, I fed up our animals, bred them up, and made myself an iron axe before we went on our way. So yeah, I'm gonna make a new axe, and then we're gonna get building. So I have everything I need over here. I'll run over here and show you. We have all of our wood blocks, all of our stone blocks. I have a new shovel. I have an axe. I have everything. We have a little base over here. I brought a bed over here and our lookbook. I'm smelting up some smooth stone, and here's what we got. Now, this isn't a lot, but at least at the bare minimum, we can get the layout. We can get things started. So I cleared this area. This is where I'm going to put the house. And I think it is really kind of conducive to an L-ish shaped house with the long end of the L over here. I think, but yeah, let's start placing down kind of some dirt blocks as a foundational, you know, layout layer. So let's put the corner of the house kind of, and I love this view, so we're going to definitely take advantage of this view. How do I want to lay this out, actually? Let me think. Let's put the corner of it about there. Let's count some blocks out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the other wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So, actually, let's go 11. 11 there, and then maybe let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 back. That could be interesting size. You know, I don't want it to, look at me, I have a shovel. Why am I not using it? I don't want it to be huge, but I don't want it to be small. That's for sure. So let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3. Well, I'll just use this corner. We're going to make it simple, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for me. So this is the long end. I kind of want the shorter end to be out further. That makes sense. But then how do I want to enter and exit the house? How do I want to do that? So let's back this one. So this is going to be the front of the short section. Let's back it in, say 3 blocks. And come down here. Boom, boom. Is that too short? Well, what's the word? Not wide enough, I should say. I don't know. 5 by 11. That seems pretty decent. And then have a bump out there that will make, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe come out to here. And this side is going to go just as far deep, maybe even deeper. So that would be the same depth as the other L section. I'm sorry, this is probably not making any sense to anybody, but it's hardly making sense to me. So let's figure out this layout. Do I want it to go back further is the question, and I think the answer is yes. So this one came, what do we say? 1, 2, 3. 3 full blocks further in. So there's 3 there. And then there. So I think that's our layout. I'm going to use cobblestone as kind of the foundation. I think that's probably what I'm leaning towards for the foundational layer. It looks the most like what I would assume a foundation, you know, would look like in this world. And also, I don't want to overuse smooth stone, and I certainly don't want to overuse bricks. So this is what we're going for here. There's the corner of that. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be a bit of a drop down here on this corner, but I think that's fine. I think that'll add a little bit, actually. We don't want that. That was already a stack. Yeah, we're gonna need some more cobblestone. That is a certainty. I think this is the layout, though. This is what we're gonna be wanting. Oops. Let me line that up. I'm gonna tower up, and we're gonna see what this looks like from above. Oh boy. Okay, we're not gonna have the bump out on the back. Oh my god. Yeah, we're not gonna have the bump out on the back. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Abort the mission. This one's coming back in. Or at least to a smaller degree. Get this out of here. Let's have it bumped out 1. I think that will help. Yeah, it's going to be bumped out 1. Okay. So I want to have a door here. All right, let's get our wood and start building it up. So we're going to do the frame, or what I would call the frame here anyway. Let's say maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 up on this section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love taking damage. 3, 4, 5. That's kind of a tricky spot there. This one can go in the very corner. Yeah. And then go across. Can I reach? Of course not. So I'm skeptical of how this is going to turn out, but I know it's going to be better than our original house. I'm thinking through it. I spent a little time in creative and I never did finish a building, but between clips there, I spent a little time in creative trying to come up with kind of a basic understanding of how to go about building the house, and I've come up with foundation, then kind of skeleton of it, and then throw a roof on top. But I think at this point, I'm gonna try to come up with the roof just for this section. I want a roof kind of facing this way and have it be quite high, and then a roof coming this way that butts into this roof. So for the roof, I think let's take some smooth stone. And I think I want to, make the whole thing into these first. And then into stairs. I think 36 stairs. That's probably nowhere near as much as I need. Let me just do the rest. All right, we have 40 stairs. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, I think I want it to start there. Get rid of this one. Nope, that ain't it either. Okay, yeah, that looks good. I might actually just build some temporary kind of scaffolding stairs out of dirt just to keep getting up and down here. All right, then there's misplacing blocks is definitely something. Oh God, is definitely something I'm just fantastic at. But we're getting through it. We're getting through it. There's got to be a better way to do this. In creative, I was just flying around easy mode. Can't do that here. They should put in kind of a quicker to destroy block, like a legitimate scaffolding block. That's upside down. Let me see if I can catch it. Yeah. Boom. Perfect. Another one. Another one. All right, and then I saw this little fun thing to do. I can figure out how to play like this. Yeah, I love that. All right, let's clear this. 3. I think the last one we're missing is this one here, and I'm gonna have to drop down for it. Then we can take a look at this from below. I guess we're taking a look now. All right. Let's see how that looks from a bit of a distance. That looks great, honestly. You know, I should bump it out 1 or 2. 100% I should bump it out 1 or 2. But I'm loving that. I'm actually loving that. That's nice. That is nice. I could have it step down in here. Oh boy, we're getting a little off the rails. I'm already thinking ahead. I said I didn't want to do it. all mixy-matchy like this. I said I wanted to do it in the kind of format of foundation, then skeleton, then roofing, but here we are going all over. But that's okay. This is going to be quite the process. Alright guys, here's where we're at. We got stone stairs, stone brick stairs all the way around. We got oak for the roof. We got oak for the skeleton of the building, and I think I'm gonna do birch as like the siding as birch planks most likely. I'm almost out of everything. This is taking so much more material than I would have ever imagined, so I have to go on a big resource gathering mission with stone and the 2 tree types. But, you know, I actually am liking this. There'll have to be a capstone of stone brick at the top here. Yeah, and some light walls. I'm kind of wishing I had a darker wood now, like we debated on earlier, and I don't know about how big this overhang is. I kind of feel like the roof is very, like, foreboding and very, very big. But maybe if I put some supports from the roof later, that could kind of tie it in. Lots of, you know, surprises with how much material it's using, but man, it's looking pretty good. I mean, it's looking basic. Everybody's probably like, oh man, that's not looking good, but hey, it's looking good for me, and I'm liking it. And the setting, it can't get any better than this. So, resource gathering, back at it, and yeah, I'm loving this. Alright guys, we've got the roof most of the way done, and it's looking really good. This is kind of a confusing part for me here. I decided to step down the second, you know, area of the building here and kind of have it at a different level, and I feel like the roof is coming down too low in this section, and I'm not exactly sure how to tie it in with the other roof. So that one's been throwing me for a bit of a loop. I'm thinking I'll either kind of steady it out and kind of swing it out like that with slabs, or maybe I'll just leave it as it is and get rid of this section. In fact, let's take a look how that would look. If I go ahead and get rid of this stuff here and replace it with the wooden stairs, take a look how that would look. So that is already looking better, actually. Maybe if we do the bottom layer in stone, or maybe we could even, I wonder how it would look if we even had it one more stepped in towards the building, like less of an overhang. This overhang is a bit much on the smaller area of the building, but I don't want it to look unsymmetrical compared to the overhang on the bigger part of the building. But let's bring this across and let's take a look how this will look. Also, I definitely, speak of the devil, I have a big statement here. Stairs are the worst block in the game. They are just so difficult for me to place correctly. And yeah, it's been driving me crazy, frankly. So, actually, I wonder if we brought it down on this line, how that would look. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Another thing that we could try here is we could bring the stairs up and connect it into the other roof line in stone. So if we do this, this, like that, and we tie it in like that, that actually might be the winner. That might be the winner. It looks a little strange. Maybe it looks too strange. This is a tough one. This is a tough one, guys. It really is. I think we're going to stick with this. with the bricks coming up and meeting up with the other ridge line, or the roof line, I should say. I think we're gonna stick with that for now, but I am not tied to that. I don't necessarily think it looks great, but we can try something else on this side actually, because we do have this other side to check out here. So let's see what we're working with if we just bring it over and don't tie it in. How's that look? Well, if I could get a vantage point over here. Now that looks unfinished. That definitely looks unfinished. So yeah, time being, we're gonna bring it up and we're gonna tie it in with the bricks like this. And it looks strange. It looks strange, but I don't have a better solution at this point. So let's check out the walls in birch. And this is another thing. I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna look. Right now we're gonna fill it in and just straight up fill it in. And we're gonna see how that goes. But you know, I think it might be cool to have them stepped inward once. Like one block to give it some depth. But let's start out. Just fill it in. Let's see what we're working with here. And of course we'll have windows. We're going to have a lot of windows. I haven't collected sand. I haven't decided where the windows are going to be or any of that. But this is just preliminary. We're doing a preliminary build here. We're making the outline that that we'll definitely build on and make better. But today we're just trying to get something up. And I am excited about this part in here, which I might talk to you later or maybe in the next episode about. I'm going to have it be a multi-leveled situation down in there on the inside. Kind of like a split-level house in real life. And I think it's going to be really awesome. I think it'll give us a lot of room. We can have a storage room in the basement. All right, let's take a step back. Okay, the wood combination is weird. The wood combination is weird. I don't love it. I don't love it. What if we did this? That lightens it up a little bit. I don't know if I love that either. I don't know if I love that either. I think I prefer the actual blocks themselves over the stripped logs, and I'm not sure if I can change the stripped logs back to regular logs. But let's change them back. Let's keep them as regular logs for now. I have one too many up there. Awesome. I love that. Let's let's build back up. It's been a rough process learning to build, especially in creative. I was even having a rough go especially in survival. I was even having a rough go in creative. But yeah, survival's been a whole different beast, especially with the stairs. The stairs have been wicked. But it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it a lot. I've been learning a lot. And this is by no means some magnum opus incredible build, but it's much better than the box, the 4x4 box that we've been living in. So, you know, I count that as a win. And it isn't even done yet. And I just like taking a step back and admiring every once in a while. I think I want to have a deck out front. Maybe stairway going down. This is kind of like a nice natural-ish location for a stairway to kind of go down, or a pathway and go out to wheat fields, because I do want to have wheat fields downstairs. This is where I want the door, at least one of the doors, with the patio here, because I'm going to have a patio or a deck. So I'm thinking. I am thinking. Let's get this closed on in. Guys, huge development. I think I figured out a better roof solution. Check this out. So I was putting up the walls, and I noticed we didn't have the roof, the bottom roof, extend to the end of that section of the building. So I knocked out where the bricks kind of like connected there, that little weird part, and I just extended the bottom roof all the way over to the front of this part of the building. And I think it looks so much better. It looks so much better. So, huge development there. I think this is, at least for now, the setup we're going to go with. I haven't changed the other side yet. And I might put on a couple dormers I think it definitely needs some dormers. It looks a little, of course I fell. It looks a little bit, I don't know, plain? Wow, that was a very fast grass grow there. But yeah, it looks a little plain, I think, and it could use some dormers, so... The other thing I'm not entirely sure about is getting rid of the stone section on this part of the roof, but for now, that's what I've been doing, and I've been replacing it with the... Oh my god. You know what? I swear, this is gotta be the last time that... Oh, that I work with these these stairs. They're not my friend. They are not my friend. So I'll continue to spare you the struggle that I'm going through here. I just wanted to pull you in and let you know that I think I discovered the best way for the roof to be placed. Alright, we're looking pretty good. I don't like this crossbar here made out of the wood, but other than that, I think we're looking really quite good. The roof is on, we figured out the corners, it looks great. We have a door here that will eventually go out to our patio. We have this interior space here that we could even put an upper level with a deck out one of these sides. Maybe that's what I'll do up there above this line so it doesn't look like such a big flat wall. We have this big great room that I absolutely love. Picks up some stuff in the ceiling here, and yeah, that's looking real nice. And yeah, I think we're going to have a stairway going down here and have kind of a recessed room here, and then have another stairway go even deeper. Pardon me, I don't have a shovel right now. This way. To maybe down to a storage room or something like that. But let's symbolically move in. This is the new home. We're going to take our bed, and we now live here. That is fantastic. And decorating and finishing up the little details on the home, doing the detailing is going to be a whole nother challenge all in and of itself. And that's something I think I'm going to leave until next time. One, because it's taken a lot of time to get this house up, but I am very proud of it. And two, because it's just something I want to pour a ton more time into, and I think it'll be rushed if I try to fit it all into this episode, seeing as we're over probably a half hour at this point of edited down recording. So yeah. I'm loving how it's looking. This side's going to have a nice deck. The other side's going to have a nice deck. Looking at this impeccable view, we're going to definitely get rid of some of these big flat walls. For sure. We're going to have lots of windows. We're probably going to have a little deck like a Juliet, like a Juliet balcony, I think they call them, out the front here. Maybe one out the other side. And we're going to do a lot of detailing. Interior detailing and exterior detailing, but this place is coming along absolutely fantastically. Better than I could have hoped. Respawn point set. We truly are moved in. Wish we had some doors up, but we've learned before we don't need them. But yeah, what a fantastic episode. What a fantastic start to our base. I'm glad we've moved. We're going to move all of our stuff over here once we've done the interior. We need to figure out a couple things like what we're going to break up these big flat walls with. We got to find sand to go and collect for glass so we can make big old windows all over the place. And we need to figure out the layout in here. So we need the kitchen smelting room. We need a storage room. We need a bedroom. We need a place for an enchanting room eventually. We have a lot of detailing and a lot of designing and a lot of work cut out for us. But man, look at the change. Look at the change since the 4x4 wooden box. Absolutely incredible. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any suggestions for what we should do for this house, how we can detail it, and how we can make it look a little bit more beautiful, drop them in the comments down below. I'm really happy with this. Remember, this is my first build ever, besides that little square box over there. Boom, boom, boom. There she is. And it's so much better. I'm not convinced on the wood colors, but we're rolling with it for now. We might move to dark oak in the future. Absolutely loving this one. Guys, thank you so much. Later.